Y'all, I get out of class and then I found out I was right. I told y'all in the beginning, when I heard the situation between DDG and Halle, it was giving Keke Palmer. I said that. I knew that. You know what I'm tired of? I'm tired of every time a situation happens, females be like, oh, he shouldn't have did this. He shouldn't have did that. Shut up. Oh my God, y'all forever victims. Knock it off. Y'all act like y'all ain't been young and retarded before on the internet doing dumb stuff. Well, we didn't have internet, but y'all know what I mean. Anyway, so the story came out. The messages are out. The text messages are out. This girl talking about she gonna unalive herself and everything like that. Oh my God, she just, boy, them Aries. She was in a full ram rage. Like, she was really going off. But like I said, when everybody was like, oh, he taking pictures of her in her house and stuff. Both of them toxic. It's the toxic young stuff. And then women are saying now, oh, he wrong because he using Haley's emotional distress from her pregnancy. Everybody therapists all of a sudden saying, oh, she's using her postpartum against her. It's not fair. Yada, yada, yada. And I'm like, shit, she started it. Had she not filed that petition, they would not be in court right now. And we all know court, as far as custody, always get nasty. It always get dirty. People always bust out with the text messages and everything. I knew Halle wasn't innocent. And I know DDG ain't innocent. They young and dumb. And this is what's going to happen. And her mom and them going to tell her she right. And his mom and them going to tell her he right. Neither one of them is right, honestly. But Halle was just doing a little too much and got caught in 4K. This is why you don't go on the internet and pretend like you innocent. Like your shit don't stink. And you Little Mermaid. Because now your image is ruined. Now, everybody talking about this alleged Rock Nation conspiracy about how it all goes down with the Rock Nation and people dealing with the Rock Nation. First, Rock Nation was allegedly trying to take down Tory, and they had this whole theory about how Rock Nation has like these DV situations. My bad, y'all. Y'all know I gotta make my little coffee, my little homemade frap. Anyway, in these situations, allegedly doing it, they said they did it with Rihanna. They said they did it with Rihanna and Chris Brown situation. They did it with Meg. They do it. It's like a rite of passage or something they was talking about. I'll probably, if I have time or if I even feel like it, touch on that conspiracy later. But anywho, yeah, she talking all this crazy big stuff like this. And this is why I said she shouldn't have took it to court. She shouldn't have took it to court. And I wonder who told her to do it first. Because, you know, it was a family member telling her, girl, just take him to court. The court will believe you and da-da-da-da-da. Somebody should have told her about California. California gives daddies a chance. California, I tell y'all want to pull that stuff. Y'all can only pull that stuff in Georgia. I mean, other states too, I'm sure. But Georgia, definitely. Georgia is for the mothers. They don't care if you headbutted the baby, allegedly. They gonna side with the mama. Not in the state of California. Y'all excuse my frother if you hear it. I'm trying to stir my drizzy drink. Yeah, so she found out the hard way. Now they're in a hardcore custody battle. And that's unfortunate because, like I said, the only person who's going to suffer is a child. And now everybody about to know Halle business on how crazy she is, which we already knew anyway. Females was trying to pretend like they did not know who she was. But I'm going to let everybody else argue in the comments. Did y'all see the marks, though, them scratches and stuff? I told you it was giving Keke Palmer. He wasn't just going upside her head. I said Halle Bailey does not look like the type of person who'd be like, DDG, please stop. Oh, my God. I love you. No. She looked like she'll headbutt him in a quick second. And her sister crazy, too. And they look like, come outside. We ain't going to jump you. That's exactly what the fudge they look like. Yeah. We knew it. We called it. Did y'all see them pictures, though, of his bruises and stuff? I knew it was going to come out just like Keke Palmer got caught. That's why I said it was giving Keke Palmer. I'm telling y'all. And who knows? maybe a year or two from now, they'll be back together. Let's listen to what everybody else is talking about.
We up, scoreboard. DDG is a woman beater. DDG's this, DDG's that. We got the files. We got the evidence. This bitch was crazy. She done Freddy Krueger the nigga up, cut him up, threatened the nigga multiple times, stole his gun. This is your mermaid? This is y'all mermaid? I got me sweating this motherfucker. Look at that. And I see a lot of y'all talk about it was postpartum depression. Y'all making excuses for everything. First she was innocent, she ain't do nothing. Now it's postpartum depression. We're supposed to accept it because she got emotions? What the fuck? And then on top of that, Shorty was talking about stabbing shit before she was even pregnant. What now? What the fuck is y'all talking about? You know what's crazy? The crazy thing about it is y'all still gonna defend Haley. After all this shit, y'all still gonna defend Shorty ass. Y'all still gonna defend Ariel. There's something seriously wrong with you hoes. At the end of the day, bitches be lying. That's it. I don't know. I don't even understand how y'all still believe these hoes. Bitches be lying. All that girls shit gonna get y'all locked the fuck up. Stop being a girl. Just go with what's right and what's wrong. Fuck is wrong with y'all?
Okay, y'all, don't mind my face because I just got a chemical peel. But, Haley, I'm really hoping that the messages that DDG just uploaded and the court documents are not real. Because that shit is diabolical. I'm gonna say that a lot of the shit could have been like from postpartum, but it ain't no way that you could just, like get around certain shit. And I'm mad because I took off for Haley. DDG just uploaded screenshots for court documents and messages between him and Haley. That shit is diabolical. Like, that shit is literally crazy. The stuff that those messages was saying, it just has to be fake. I mean, it just can't be no way that girl was pretending and like doing all of that, like creating an image. I don't know. I'm not saying this is allegedly because this is what was posted. So I don't know if the stuff is true or not, but I'm very much shocked. Now, I'm not going to say if the shit is true that he's like fully innocent, because nobody is fully innocent when it comes to situations like that. We all do shit. We all say shit we don't mean. We all fuck up. So, but I always stand it with it could have been both of them in the situation, but I just never knew that she was like this.
I usually mind my business, y'all, but DDG has filed an emergency request for full custody of Halo, stating that Halle Bailey is suicidal and she's abusive. Also stating she put air tags in his belongings, stalking him, as well as abusing him. He has photos, witness statements, and some more. And he is not fucking around. Oh my gosh. I knew it was more to this story. When that boy said it's in Halle's best interest that we don't go to court, I'm really trying to do this for Halle. I'm trying to be patient with Halle. But he also stated that when they were together, she wanted to abort Halo. She wanted to abort Halo. And said if they didn't get back together, she would abort their child. He said he didn't want to be with her anymore because she was extremely violent, bro. He said Halle is violent. He don't want to communicate with her. He wants third-party communication. He wants them to communicate through a text app, like through the government. He don't want to meet up with her. He don't want to see her. He want her to be in his son's life, yes, but he said he's not doing these games that she's playing, bro. And he wants full custody because she is not mentally okay. And the fact that she's unstable, he said that she don't need to be with Halo all the time. This is some shit. This shit is getting way too more. This is way too much. This is way too much. Like, I ain't even gonna lie. Like, I'm not happy to see them going through this shit, bro. I'm really not happy to see them going through this shit. But I just knew, the way Halle told her story, I just knew, it's more to this shit than just DDG just, it don't make sense, bro. And I said this shit. DDG was coming on stream bandaged up. This man has photo and video evidence of her abuse. It's not looking too good for Halle Bailey right now, y'all. But I told y'all, you cannot believe everything just because a woman tell you that shit, bro. You can't just believe it just because she a woman. Some women are crazy. And the fact that you putting air tags and all this other crazy shit, oh, that let me know right there, you crazy. You didn't even want Halo, but you gonna hold Halo hostage. Yeah, now I really believe this nigga. I really believe this nigga, bro.
Y'all, it feels so good to be right about DDG and Halle because I knew my boy. I watched my boy. I know patterns. I knew my boy was not no just off-right abuser. Was not just doing nothing for no reason. That bitch stabbed him. That bitch threatened suicide. The bitch is crazy. And I love Chloe and Halle. But wrong is wrong and right is right. And I think he is getting his own restraining order against her. But wow, all y'all that call him a abuser owe him an apology. The bitch straight up stabbed him. So whatever he did to restrain her was more than justified. And she is not fit to be a mother because she is mentally unstable. Did y'all read them text messages?
I told y'all. The girlies came for my neck when I said it was not only DDG, but it was both of them. I didn't say, oh, Holly was lying. I said both of them were toxic. Both of them played a role. I said she's not as innocent as she appears to be. I see through that baby voice and all that Disney stuff. Like, I know a toxic baby mother, baby father situation. Like, that's all it was. I kept saying she is not innocent. She played a part. The proof is on Twitter if y'all want to see. I don't know if it has made its way to TikTok, but it's definitely on Twitter. I told y'all. And then now I'm seeing people in the comments talking about postpartum. And we have to stop using women excuses as a reason behind the madness. Oh, she was on her period. You know you can't bother nobody when they on a period. Oh, she was postpartum. You know, no, that's not always an excuse for our behavior. Like, let's take accountability as women. We have to take accountability for certain things too. She played a role, and that's that. Like, I said that they're both toxic. So don't just point the finger at one because things aren't going your way. Like, play that game evenly. They both had a part to play in that entire relationship.
See, y'all was on my ass in my comments, calling me a pick-me because I didn't believe the half-ass evidence that was produced. I knew it was some shit missing. I fucking knew it. I'm not a dumbass bitch like the rest of y'all. And I see y'all in the comments still making excuses for it. Girl, if you gonna tell a story, tell the full story. You didn't want to tell the full story because of what you did. The story simply did not make sense. And y'all believed it. Now, the only thing I'm going to give her grace on is the postpartum depression. Because I went through that for 2 years. Postpartum depression is so hard. It is so hard. I get it. But at the same time, homegirl, you got to look at Halo and say, if I do this to his father, how is it going to fall back on me? If I slice his father's shit and he calls the police on me, what's going to happen to me? What's going to happen to Halo? If DDG wasn't too busy trying to protect your image and called the police when you was doing what you're doing, jail. Gone. Rights gone. Homegirl, you need therapy. Like, for real. and how you want to control everything, you need serious therapy. Now, this is just a prediction, just my opinion. I feel like Halle has more hate for DDG than her love for Halo. I'm not saying she don't love Halo. I'm just saying she hates DDG more because he doesn't want to be with her. Because you are a control freak. He had to reconcile with you and get back together with you in order for you to not get the abortion. Halle, you need therapy. Clearly there was issues before Halo. Adding a baby made shit worse. It just put the icing on the cake. Because now you're even more mentally fucked up. You was already a control freak. You gonna add a baby to this shit?
See, people trying to say the DDG texts are not real. Let me inform you. They are indeed real. That is how a text format looks like when you're extracting it off a PC, a laptop, computer, any of that. That's how it would look like in a court document. So people say, oh, that's not how it looks like on a MacBook, yada. Those texts are real. And now that we know they are real, you can't deny this shit. I was for Halle at first, because I don't play with abusers. I don't care who you are, if I fuck with you, because I definitely fuck with DDG and his content and all that. That shit don't matter when you're accused of something like that. I don't play that game. But now that I'm seeing the text from his side, she looking like a manipulator. And that's just real shit. And now that we see those texts, those past videos, she would be on live with her sister and all that shit, it's all making sense. And in no way, shape, or form am I saying DDG is innocent. I feel like this was a toxic relationship on both sides. People were in the wrong in certain situations. It probably went too far on both sides sometimes. But what she was claiming, it seems to be heavily over-exaggerated. Just so the public can slander him and turn him into a villain and paint him out to be a monster. Which it did, it worked for like a week. That nigga DDG's PR was top 10, especially with Streaming University coming up. Niggas forgot about that nigga. And now that he's able to drop proof and back up his side of the story, hey, I hope he's able to see his son again. Hope the best for that nigga. I still think we're not seeing the whole truth from everybody, because if we put both sides together, there's still a bunch of shit we're missing. I really think it was just a toxic ass relationship. She was just trying to swing the media to look and paint it as such a way that it might not have been, but this shit is crazy.
I don't know. She said if she walk over here, you still on stream, she couldn't walk over here. She said she told you to get off. You said what? She told you to get off. She said she couldn't walk over. She's like, you better not be on stream. I just told her to get off. She said she coming. Don't tell. I ain't trying to get no whooping, bro. I'm gonna get a whooping. See how I wasn't even supposed to get on stream today, y'all. Damn. Nigga, she coming. She coming. What am I supposed to do? I think he off.
No, he's not.
You want me to get up?
I mean, we're still on. We gonna go get some food.
Okay. I'm about to get up.
Okay.
Damn, she got a knife in her hand. She got a knife in her hand. Yeah. Put it down. I gotta go, y'all, before I get whooped.
In today's legal hearing, DDG is telling the court that he believes Halle Bailey should not be granted full custody of the kids as she is mentally unfit. In this article by TMZ, they detail that DDG says the court shouldn't allow this because Halle isn't mentally healthy enough to care for herself and their child. He worries about what she might do if she leaves the court's jurisdiction. DDG provides examples of alleged conduct, which I'll show you after this, he thinks is troubling, claiming Halle once took his gun and left the house without telling him where she was going. DDG alleges he ultimately found her outside, just holding the weapon. He says she was pregnant when the incident went down. He alleges Halle once tried to have an abortion behind his back, but says she ultimately changed her mind and decided to not go through with it. In this text message exchange, you can see Halle texting DDG, asking him to answer the phone, saying she's going to try to call him one more time. If you don't answer, it's over. I'm not playing. And then he said, I just want to be left alone. She's saying she's calling for help. She has a knife. She's calling for help, but he doesn't care. And then he responded, a knife for what? Here we see her saying, this is proof. You're leaving me hanging as a mother. You don't step up when I need you. I'm begging. And then she says she found out that he slept with another woman in Mexico. This was somebody he was making content with. She then threatened to delete herself. And then she said, my son will not be around for it. I hate you forever. You can have him. Let her be his mom. And then he said, why are you acting like this? Then she said, you slept with her in Mexico, knowing I was here taking care of our son, knowing I was crying before you left, you selfish, disgusting person. You're evil. Here she's telling him she hates him. He's a horrible person. I wish I didn't have to fight with you, but you continue to let me down every time. And then something about exchanging my son in a money deal for views and openly flirt and help every other woman in the world but her. You hate me and want me to die. I want to die because of you. I will die because of you. Then she asks him to take Halo. He tells her, I'm genuinely scared of you. I feel like you're going to try to kill me in my sleep one day. And then he said, I'm not letting you in my house around guns. Please just go home and I'll pick Halo up from here. This is crazy, man. What I want to say first and foremost is, if you know anybody who is suffering or dealing with postpartum depression or psychotic episodes after having a child, or while they're pregnant with a child, please go get help or help them seek the help they need. Because I've seen some crazy things, man. I've seen people pull out knives and try to stab people suffering from postpartum depression and whatnot. And that's what these episodes seem like to me. This is very sporadic. I feel like DDG was handling himself really well. Now, I'll be the first to say I was making content saying we need to stop just bashing black women online. You feel me? Because I feel like it's kind of nasty what y'all do online and whatnot. But there's always two sides to every story. Now, Halle was claiming that he was putting his hands on her, he chipped her tooth, and all these things happened. Now, he's showing you that's a one-sided argument. You know, she was being very sporadic. She was threatening to take her own life multiple times with having custody of our son at the time. She was getting mad at me for things not involving her. We were separated, and she was talking to me about women and all this other stuff. And you feel me? There's always two sides to every story. And it's interesting to see how this is all going to play out. But yeah, man, God bless and Godspeed, man. I have no idea what the judge is going to do. This is some really damning evidence. You feel me? And whatever evidence she provided to get the restraining order initially, that was never made public. They said what it was, but I don't think we actually saw everything. It's a toss-up, man. We'll see what happens. But I do appreciate, because my whole thing the whole time was, don't tell people on stream. Go to court. I was saying that from a year ago when he was taking a baby on stream, and then she said you can't take the baby on stream no more. He made the song and all that, or the song went viral and all that. Go to court. Take the woman to court. You don't have to tell us. Build up your evidence. Take it to court, bro. I seen too many good people lose custody of their kids because they didn't want to be the one to take it to court or provide the evidence or documentation necessary. If you want your kid in your life, take it to court.
Now, Ike Turner, you know you got some nerve trying to make Halle seem like she the crazy one. Now, TMZ just reported that DDG recently filed a stop motion to stop Halle from taking baby Halo out the country, and he listed it as she's a risk to herself and their infant. Now, according to the article, it stated that DDG had filed an emergency motion to stop Halle from taking their infant son out of the country and claiming that she possessed an imminent emotional and psychological risk to their child. And this is because Halle is shooting a film in Italy and she needed to be there on Saturday, so he put the stop motion in today. Now, in his complaint, he goes on to say that the court shouldn't allow this because Halle isn't mentally healthy enough to care for herself and the child, which is crazy. He continues and says he's worried about what she might do if she leaves the country or the court's jurisdiction. DDG provided examples of an alleged conduct that he thinks is troubling, claiming that Halle once took his pew-pew and left the house without telling him. What? He says that ultimately that he had found her outside holding it, and this all occurred while she was pregnant. He also claims that she wanted an abortion, which she should have had, if this isn't a warning to some of y'all out there. I'm just going to pause for dramatic effect. He says that she ultimately changed her mind. She should not have changed her mind. Now in this image above, which I'm just going to redact with the top of my head, he shows an image of a gash, and he stated that this happened at an altercation in his car. Now, in the complaint, DDG alleges that she had become increasingly agitated and jumped from the back seat and hit him, and her momentum carried her forward, and she smashed her head into the steering wheel. Now, the biggest claim of them all is that he's actually alleging that she's the aggressor in their entire relationship, that she's the aggressor, and that he is on the receiving end of her agitation, aggression, mental instability. Nobody believes that. Nobody believes that, and I feel so bad for her because she should have had an abortion. But we all know that these type of men trap women, so you don't know the psychological abuse that he might have put her under for her to keep that child. Or spiritual psychological abuse. I don't know what their religious background is, but a lot of people use spirituality to force you to keep children. And this is why it's so important for women to get on the internet and share their experiences so other women can see this. Because it is 2025, and we still have to go and do this baby mama culture with these very toxic men who trap very successful women. So if this isn't a prime example that y'all should wake up and have that abortion.
Okay, y'all, so I'm back. Now, why DDG mama doing this? Okay, so let's read her petition, y'all. Oh my God, this is making me so mad. And then it's the fake innocent acting bitch. Like, just hold on, y'all. So in this petition, y'all can pause and read. DDG mama is basically saying they found all kind of air tags where she was tracking DDG. They were in a relationship at the time, and he was at the movies with a female friend, and Halle called the mama and said, I'm gonna F him up. And when they pulled up, she was visibly upset and trying to fight the girl that DDG was with. Now, do y'all mean to tell me, and I need to look at y'all, so y'all hoes mean to tell me that you never tracked your man, that you never heard your man was somewhere and you went and peeped the scenery, and if he was doing something, you didn't jump on him? Oh, okay, you hoes is fake perfect. You hoes is fake perfect. This boy was dragging this girl by her edges while she was pregnant. He was a cheater and a scumbucket, like my reading said he was. And he's a narcissist. And then he got his mama, Tanya, enabling those behaviors instead of saying, both of y'all are wrong. She should not be acting like this. But son, you should not be playing with a woman's feelings. If you don't want this woman, you need to let this woman know. Why would you start or create a broken home with this woman and know that you cannot be faithful? This is where y'all be losing me. This is where I be getting lost, because I think y'all are crazy and chaotic. Y'all, apparently this is the air tag that she had on him. And I'm not saying Halle right, but what I'm saying is none of us are perfect. We all done did some crazy stuff when we was young, trying to do or find out what our dude is doing. We all done try to track our niggas down. I don't know why everybody's acting fake perfect, but to try to take sole custody or paint her as an unfit mom to a toddler that needs his mother because it's important. They have no proof showing that she's mistreated that baby. Only talking about her and DDG's relationship. To me, they only did this because they knew the blogs was going to pick it up and they want to paint her as a villain. That's how I feel. There is no real reason for him to be filing for sole custody for that baby. He has not provided any proof that she has abused that baby. Only about their toxic disagreements. And we all say crazy shit when we argue with our man or our woman. And we all do crazy things in our 20s. Like, cut it out. Seriously, DDG. He is a narcissist and he is gaslighting the freak out of a lot of people.
Baby, I swear to God, it's always the usual suspects. I can always count on the same type of prototype of woman to come on the internet with a bonnet on and say a lot of these things. Or I can tell when it's a certain type or prototype of woman coming on this internet saying all types of things. First of all, what frustrates me about these goofy women is they're so women. They forget they have sons, right? And way back when my son had a relationship with a girl and that girl was putting her hands on my child. Absolutely not. And when you tell girls that it's okay to hit these boys and they can't do anything about it because you're not supposed to hit a girl, that has to stop. So all these females out here pretending like they ain't got sons, better knock it off, because y'all be the first ones trying to get in the street to go throw down with one of your son's girlfriends or whatever because she putting her hands on your child. So knock that off. 2, y'all talk about, oh, he was doing this to her. They were fighting each other. Just like I said with the Keke Palmer situation, and she went right back to him, and then y'all shut up and y'all was mad and nobody said nothing about it. This is the problem with you hyenas. Y'all always take it up for the woman. Halle is wrong and DDG is wrong. And they all young, and I see Halle parents ain't saying a damn thing. Did they say anything? But, DDG mom is going to speak up. She ain't going to let nobody demonize her child like that. DDG got a lot going on for himself. And aside from the emotional thing, they can get through this. I personally feel like both of them need to go to counseling, parent counseling and co-counseling for parenting. That's what I believe. I think that would be best for the child. Y'all still worried about, oh, well, he did this and she did that and who wrong, who right. No, both of them need to go to parenting classes and they need to get it together for that baby. That's what's more important, not him or her. I'm just throw that out there right there. That's all that needs to happen from this situation. Everybody else in their business, this is Haley's fault because she went to court first. This is what she asked for. She thought it was going to be easy. She thought she was going to be able to take him to court, tell the judge a few things. That temporary restraining order was looking righteous. And you can easily get one. You can easily get one real quick. Just show a couple of screenshots, show a couple of pictures. Okay, we'll look at it and then we'll come back. You can easily get one. But when you go back to court, you got to have that proof. And the judge is not going to say, okay, well, you're not allowed to hit women, so we're just going to punish you. No, he's going to say, oh, this is the same old. Y'all act like the courts ain't used to seeing the baby mama, baby daddy drama. That's what's shocking to me. Y'all act like these courts ain't used to seeing it. And depending on what judge and depending on what time, a lot of times they really ain't going to go the way you think. Some of these states are father states and they believe the child should be around the father. So I'm going to tell you what I think is going to happen with this. I think it's going to be 50-50. I'm just throwing that out there. It's going to be 50-50. It's going to be another CJ So Cool and Charlene situation. I'm hoping, though, Halle just knocks it off and just take the L. Just take the L. You can't have control over your child when you had it with someone else. Okay? Because half of it is for him and the other half is for you. Okay? Y'all went half on a baby. Ain't that what R. Kelly said? Are we still talking about R. Kelly? Okay, cool. Y'all went half on a baby. So it's not just your rights. Again, they were not married. And in the state of California, if you have a baby and you are not married, in order to get on that birth certificate, y'all have to sign a paper that establishes paternity. And he did that. So do you know what that means? It's automatically 50-50. Like if he grabbed Halo, well, not right now with all the paperwork and stuff that she did prior, but prior to her filing the paperwork, if he grabbed Halo and dipped, she couldn't call the police on him. She couldn't. And if vice versa, if she grabbed Halo and dipped, nothing she could do. Nothing he could do. You get what I'm saying? So that's what happens in the state of California. I don't know how it works in any other state, but I do know in the state of California, in order for the baby daddy to get on that paperwork, he got to sign the establishment of paternity. If they don't fill that out and y'all don't sign that, if he don't sign that, he ain't going to be on the birth certificate. That's it and that's all. But again, when he does sign it, he legally has 50 parental rights to that child because that's establishing paternity. So all you women like, oh, that's her baby. She could just take her baby. She could just, oh, she shoulda, woulda, coulda. She shoulda got a smortion and all this other stuff. She didn't want to. If he was doing all this stuff and dragging her while she was pregnant and doing all this stuff while she was pregnant, she still followed through with the process of having that man's child. She had other options, but she chose that option. And you know why she chose that option? Because y'all don't like telling the truth. And the truth is, the majority of these women that y'all follow on the internet, from Halle Bailey to Chloe to Beyonce, Cardi B, all of them women want to be wifed up if they're not already, or if they're in the procedure of trying to do it again. They don't want to be single out here. They gonna sell that shit to y'all. Y'all dumb hoes is gonna buy it, and they gonna continue to try to be wifed up. That's what I am saying. Y'all the ones looking stupid, and y'all don't know how to choose right because y'all have this negative energy about men this, men that. Select better. There's another story that I'm about to talk about after this. Unless I already released it. Because y'all know I've been in class back and forth. Then I got class tomorrow. So, But regardless, I think I put that story out already. No, I might not have. We'll figure it out. Either or, women ignore a lot of signs when they see them. Including me. I've been there before. Okay? When I was on my single tip and I was trying to look for a relationship to eventually get married, I would look over stuff that I was not supposed to look over stuff, and then ended up being right. And I couldn't be mad at nobody but myself. And I had to make different decisions and start making choices and start paying attention to stuff. And nobody's going to be perfect, right? But you got to decide if you want to accept that person for what you're going to accept them for or not. Okay? If you decide that you want to be with a cheater, let that man cheat in peace. If you decide you want to get with a man who don't want to work, go and get a job. Because that life after lockup, she really thought that man was going to get out of jail and get like a CEO position or something. Like, girl, the man was locked up. And now you want him to get a full-time job? That man said, I ain't going to work. You better get 2 jobs. When I hit this mixtape, this is all I'm saying. Okay? And I wish you women would hear me. Date what you qualify for and accept what it is you're going to accept or don't. You get what I'm saying? So if you can't attract the man that wants you, just stay single if you don't want to do what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? Or accept the person for who they are. Don't have these frivolous imaginations of how you want the man. Because if Halle Bailey, Chloe, Cardi B, and all these other women that y'all feel like is just the beautiful, is so pretty, I can't believe this is happening to them, that means you got problems. Because a lot of y'all glorify these type of women. A lot of y'all put these women in high regards, even Meg Thee Stallion. And I'm not saying any of these women are ugly. I'm just saying these women are pretty, but some missing, because the majority of these women are single. With the exception of Beyonce, Nicki Minaj. We'll come back to that one later. And, Sierra. It's like a handful of people that are still with somebody and they're actually happy within their marriage. And then there's the others, right? But everything that they all have in common as a collective, they sell being single. And they don't practice that their damn selves. They was even with Megan Thee Stallion, she was with Party for how long? Well, not really that long. She can't really keep relationships. But that's beside the point. The point is, a lot of these women that y'all listen to who promote this single stuff out there looking for a man. Don't know why they can't find one. It's the 304 culture. See, women think that men wants them to have a nice car, a nice job, a nice house, all this other stuff. And when they get it, and they're too difficult to deal with and wonder why they still single, they get confused. And they say, well, I'll just be by myself because the dating pool got piss in it. No, you pretty much got it. Y'all think that's what men is looking for, but that's what women look for. We look for the providers. If a man is looking for a provider, like one of these big back niggas I know on this internet, that's a problem. That's a problem. Most men are not looking for that. Now, anything equivalent for a man looking for that would be so they can know the woman is established enough to where they're not just bumming it around and being a bum with them, right? Because ultimately, a man's status is by the wife that he has, ultimately. That's why you see a lot of these people who are homely and then they rise to the top, and a lot of times they don't keep their wife. I think I can name like 5 people. All right? LeBron James is hanging on strong, honey. I love that for them, though. So y'all better pay attention. Y'all need to stop thinking that these men are sinking women with finances and their money and their coin. That's what women like. Y'all need to stop thinking that men want to be with in a relationship with women who is popping ice and showing their booty on this platform. No, y'all do that because y'all think it's fun. Men don't want nobody to see all of their woman. They don't like that. They don't enjoy that. They don't even respect that. That's why Cardi B was getting cheated on. They don't respect that. A lot of them don't. You might get lucky and get a simp, but that's like, what, a 3% chance for y'all? The celebrities got a better option than y'all do. And it's more attached to that too. So we just gonna see what happens. But what do I know? Right? Good luck to y'all. Y'all can do whatever the hell y'all want. But I'm gonna still continue to talk and sit back and be right. Anyway, y'all leave your comments below.
We in a no hyena zone.
Anti-hyena.
It's my